whoa.
Do you recognize the name Josh Brolin? In the last decade, Josh Brolin has been a box office icon in the field of acting. However, Brolin proclaims he's just trying to do an honest day's work in his career, in his relationships, and in life in general. Brolin gives credit to every day of those things that he's done, and he's been inspired to be the man understood both on and off the screen. I encourage you to take a moment and learn a little bit more about this person. Actor Josh Brolin is a genuine man. First, actors and animals surrounded his childhood. Second, Brolin's acting career spans nearly 3 decades. Third, Brolin remains humble in every aspect. Josh Brolin is a famous person. However, Josh Brolin is also a son, a brother, a father, and a husband, and is grateful for all in his path. Brolin has proven he is not a typecast type of actor, but he is an actor that believes in the character and the man that he has to portray on film. His goal is to be presentable in his real life and every role in his life. First, actors and animals followed his childhood. Josh Brolin was born on February 12, 1968 to James and Jane Augie Brolin in Templeton, California. 4 years later, he was joined by his brother Jess. Brolin was raised around the acting industry of both of his parents. It was nothing for Clint Eastwood to be at the kitchen table having coffee every morning. Also, he was surrounded by animals due to his mother worked for the California Game Fish and Park as an animal rescue person. Josh Brolin's biography that is found on yahoomovies.com talks about the acting career was nothing that he wanted to fulfill due to the fact that his father was not around much of his childhood. He was a natural athlete like his dad, but he really enjoyed his poetry, which was inspired by his mother. Growing up around lions and tigers and bears, oh yeah. Josh states, and also in many interviews, especially the one with James Lipton, it was nothing for his father to come home off the set in the studio, for his mother to holler across the pasture and say, "Grab Waylon." Waylon was one of their cougars. "Grab the boys, jump in the Jeep." "You never asked where," he said. Life like that was just life on the Brolin Ranch. Actors and animals surrounded Brolin all his childhood. Now that I've briefly discussed Brolin's childhood, I'd like to take a little look at his amazing career. Remember, it was a career he never wanted to follow. Second, Brolin's acting career has gone nearly 3 decades. Brolin landed his first job in 1995 in a movie directed by Steven Spielberg, acting as a renegade older brother. The name of the movie was Goonies. Over the next 27 years, either on the big screen or TV casts, Brolin had enormous success. According to an article by Val Vincent titled, "He May Not Like It, But Brolin Has Been a Success," he talks about Milk and W, which in the last decade have been very popular. But Brolin himself likes to dabble as a director, and he's very honored to be alongside his father in 2 or 3 more projects as they are starting together now. Brolin is inspired to act with integrity for the character he has designed for the story. Further in the interview with Lipton, Brolin was able to discuss his view of the characters he plays, and he discusses how choosy he really is, and it has done well in his success. He doesn't take just any role, but he attributes the cast and the people of the Young Writers series that seem to be the most inspiring learning experience of his life. And from that, he has enhanced everything he has done. I've only glazed over the amazing career of Josh Brolin. Now I'd like to discuss not what he's done on the big screen, but what he does in his life. He has a very well-rounded sense about who he is. Third, Josh Brolin remains humble in every aspect. Brolin is an open book. About who he is and how he got there. And what else is on his agenda, like his surfing and his car racing. He is an amateur car racer, and he enjoys it. But he speaks of his mother often, and with tears in his eyes during the last interview with Lipton. He discusses the day of the announcement of her remission from breast cancer on his 29th birthday. only for her later to crash her car into a tree on his ranch and die. It humbles him very much to speak of that. He then quotes poetry that he has written that was inspired by his mother's life, and that also of Shakespeare and Chaucer. He speaks from his heart in every section of his life. He is humbled to be blessed with those in his successes of his 2 children, Trevor and Eden, and his great marriage to Diane Lane, who is also an actress. He admires his father not only for his successes, but because of his good looks got him a lot of dates in high school. Brolin states, "I am not done being challenged yet." In the biography, which can be found on yahoomovies.com, it outlines the family tree and denotes all his successes. Brolin is notable for being very choosy, as I spoke of, and it does him right. He also reiterates in all the research tools that I have used that every day is a blessing. Brolin remains very humble in his life. Now that I've given you a little bit more about Josh Brolin on the big screen and in his life, I encourage you to embrace who he really is. The ability to understand who Josh Brolin is within the actor and within the person is something I have found very interesting and humbling myself. I encourage each person to take a better look at him. Josh Brolin has been very successful in his personal life and in his career. And for that, Josh, I toast you. First, Actors and Animals followed Josh Brolin's childhood. Second, Josh Brolin's career spans nearly 3 decades. And third, Brolin is humble in every aspect. Actor Josh Brolin is a genuine man.